Hello and welcome to The Level Grind. I'm Tyler from twohitcombo.com, and today we're going to talk about handheld games. Now, we've talked about the 3DS quite a bit over the last two episodes, but the newest real entrant into the handheld gaming space, it would probably be the iPhone App Store and some other handheld opportunities. So with me, we're joined by Mike Phillips.
Hello, Tyler.
A handheld gaming enthusiast in his own right. And maybe you can start by telling us what drew you to using the iPhone as your handheld gaming platform.
Sure, it's sort of accidental. It wasn't exactly a conscious decision saying I'm going to get an iPhone for gaming or anything like that. I rocked a Nokia crappy phone for the longest time, and playing Brick Breaker or whatever on that didn't exactly make me think that cell phones were the dominant force in handheld gaming.
Or Snake with your Nokia 5195.
Yeah, I had a friend that actually beat my score on that, and I could never beat it, so it did force me to play it a lot. But yeah, found out, got the iPhone because I wanted to stay connected, wanted to be able to have the internet in my pocket, and then the App Store, right? How many games or apps are there?
The 10th billion app was recently sold last week, and it was in the UK. And Apple actually called the woman whose account ordered it, and they wanted to give her a $10,000 gift card. And she hung up on them saying she wasn't interested because she thought it was a scam. And then her kids were like, no, we actually did download that app, and it said something when we did. So then they were waiting by the phone for Apple to call back, which they thankfully did.
Awesome. So you have some selection, I guess what the main thing is. And now not all of that is going to be quality or things you're going to want to spend your time on, but primarily you can kind of go by the top 25, top 50 in the App Store as a really good judge of what's going on. Chances are if you've seen something in the top 25 for 99 cents for 3 months with 2,000 reviews at 5 stars, it's probably worth $1. You're gonna have some fun playing that game. And the ones that come to mind right off the bat are Angry Birds, which you've probably heard about a little bit.
It's definitely gone mainstream.
It's big. Jimmy Fallon made reference to it the other day. There's been some funny videos about it. You've got anything made by PopCap, so Bejeweled, Plants vs. Zombies, and Peggle are really, really fun games. A little bit more than 99 cents. You're looking at the $3 to $6 range for those.
Nice.
I think that's about it for top ones. Know that for $1, you're probably getting a lot more play value than for a free game, but lots of the games have light versions that you can just try out and see if they're actually worth $1 for your time. So.
Now, the one game that I've been playing a lot of, and I know that you've been playing it in the past as well, which it shouldn't be as fun as it is, which is Game Dev Story. So why don't you set up Game Dev Story for the audience who may not be familiar?
Sure. So Game Dev Story, you take on the role of the owner and operator of a game development company. And you're responsible for managing your staff, for making sure that they're working on projects. You get to select what type of game you want to make and what system you want to make it for. So you're looking at things like what system has the highest market share and what type of games you think are going to be fun. It's not licensed, but you'll have just as much fun making games for the Sega and Nintendo as you would for anything else. So it's pretty good in that regard. Your games come out on a schedule, and you make revenue from them and use that revenue to make more games. And I swear it's more fun than it sounds.
I know, even when thinking about it, it's like, man, that doesn't sound fun. But when you start playing it in a waiting room, you just can't stop. And I sort of had that feeling. We have to buy advertising for your games and sort of see how they sell from month to month as you're creating new ones. But it's a great game. It's $3.99 in the App Store, although it does go on sale every once in a while. So it's definitely a good one. What else have you been playing?
Another game that I like that might have flown under the radar a little bit is a game called Sigma. It's a puzzle game, and just puzzle games in general on the iPhone or iPod or iPad is a really good interface for it. It's been kind of hard to revolutionize the puzzle game industry for a little bit. After Bejeweled, Match 3 is kind of everything that it was, but a touchscreen adds a really nice level to any kind of puzzle gaming. And Sigma really feels like the first game I played that was really made for that touchscreen in mind ahead of time, not just touchscreen mechanics added to an existing successful puzzle game. So you've got kind of 2 dials on the side that you're working with, and you can shoot blocks across the middle, still trying to match 3, but lots of different types of levels, lots of different soundtracks, which are really, really good, and the visual graphic style changes every set of levels, so it keeps it fresh.
It kind of reminds me of Meteos for the DS in that way, because it was one of the first puzzle games of the touch screen with the stylus that the DS had that really nailed how different it can be when you don't use the buttons.
Yeah, same exact way. Similar style blocks, similar colors as well, kind of brings it out. But again, yeah, like the first kind of puzzle game that feels like it takes advantage of the medium that you're playing it on.
Awesome. Well, thanks very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Playing some iPhone games. And for Mike, I'm Tyler, and you just leveled up.